At JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 2 JDF soldiers killed in crash, 2 others injured. 2 Jamaica Defense Force JDF soldiers are dead, and 2 others injured, following a motor vehicle crash along Holdup Road in St Andrew early Friday morning. The deceased soldiers have been identified as Ricardo Harrison and Mario Powell. It's understood that the soldiers were returning from a party about 3:30 a.m. when the crash occurred in the vicinity of Waterfalls. According to reports, Harrison was driving a blue Toyota Yaris motor car with 3 passengers aboard when he failed to negotiate a corner, causing the vehicle to veer into a wall at the side of the roadway. The car was damaged extensively. The police say all occupants of the motor car received multiple injuries and were transported to the University Hospital of the West Indies, where Harrison and Powell were pronounced dead. The others were admitted, one of them in critical condition. The latest stats bring total road fatalities since January 1 to 399. 1 dead, 2 injured in gun attack at party in St Catherine. The St Catherine North Police are now probing a shooting incident on Mansfield Avenue in Homestead St Catherine on Thursday night, in which a man was shot and killed and 2 people injured. 33-year-old Damian Marlin of a Mansfield Avenue address and the 2 injured people were reportedly among patrons at a party about 10 p.m. when gunmen drove up and fired several shots into the crowd. Marlin was shot and was pronounced dead at hospital, while another man and a woman were admitted in serious conditions. A woman who was attending the party said there was pandemonium as patrons scurried to get to safety after the gunmen attacked. St. Thomas man fatally shot after allegedly attacking police. A man was fatally shot on Wednesday night after he allegedly attacked the police in Sunning Hill, St. Thomas. Is 26-year-old Tyre Thompson of Wilmington District in the parish. It's reported that about 10:40, a police team was responding to a complaint in the Sunning Hill area. On reaching the location, Thompson reportedly jumped from bushes, attacked one of the officers, and was shot. He was taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. 18-year-old pleads not guilty to robbing 13-year-old of phone and $50. An 18-year-old man was dragged before the court for allegedly robbing a 13-year-old boy of his Samsung Galaxy smartphone and the $50 he had in his possession. The accused, Marlon Jones, pleaded not guilty to the offense of robbery with aggravation when he stood before a senior parish judge at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, Lauren Cole Montague. The allegations are that about 4:20 p.m. on October 12, the child was walking along Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew when he was approached by 5 men. The men allegedly assaulted him and robbed him of his cell phone and cash. "Were you a part of a group?" the judge asked Jones. "No, Your Honor," he replied. When asked about his employment status, Jones told the judge that he is unemployed, but he sometimes works at a car wash. He also revealed that he left school in 2020. Since the apprehending officer's statement is outstanding, Jones was ordered to return to court on December 2 to allow for the completion of the file. However, the court was told that the investigating officer interviewed the accused man and a statement was taken. A fingerprint order was also made for him. Augustown men freed of New Year's Day murder. 2 men from Augustown in St. Andrew on Thursday freed of murder charges in the Home Circuit Court after being found not guilty by the presiding judge. Marvin Markland, otherwise called Papa, was represented by Peter Champagne KC and Richard Lynch, while co-accused Philip Thomas, otherwise called Phil, was represented by Jacqueline Asher. Both men elected to be tried for murder before a judge without a jury. During the trial, which began October 12, 2022, the prosecution gave evidence that on January 1, 2019, around 6 a.m., Markland and Thomas, along with other men, shot and killed Omar Johnson, otherwise called Fix-It, who was also from Augustown. This incident took place along Peyton Place, where investigators reportedly recovered several assault rifle spent shell casings. The prosecution's star witness gave evidence that he was able to see the entire incident as it unfolded by looking through the creases in his zinc fence as the area was brightly lit by the sun. During cross-examination, the witness maintained that the area was brightly lit by the sun at 6 a.m. He also said he was not aware of any gang violence in the community. Additionally, during the analysis of the evidence, the trial judge was of the view that the witness was materially discredited and could not be accepted as a witness of truth. Both men spent almost 4 years in jail before being released. Jamaican fishermen held in Colombia to return home today. 34 Jamaican fishermen who were held in Colombia on allegations of illegal fishing are scheduled to return to the island on Friday, a day earlier than previously announced. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Camino Johnson-Smith, made the revelation in a statement on Thursday. The Jamaican fishermen are expected to arrive in Port Royal at approximately 11 p.m. on Friday, November 11, subject to favorable conditions at sea, the minister said in the statement. The Jamaican and Colombian Coast Guards have agreed to meet at a coordinating point at 8 a.m. tomorrow to allow for the transfer of the crew members from the Colombian vessel to the Jamaican vessel. 2 representatives of PICA will also be present alongside the JDF to receive the crew, the statement continued. Meanwhile, as it relates to the foreign nationals who are also members of the crew, the minister highlighted that checks have revealed that 4 nationals from the Dominican Republic are illegally employed to operate in Jamaica and will therefore be included in the repatriation to Jamaica on Friday. The Honduran and Nicaraguan authorities have been advised of the circumstances of their nationals who have not been able to demonstrate a legal right to work in Jamaica. Minister Johnson-Smith further explained that the owner of the seized Jamaican vessel has made arrangements for receiving the crew members and transferring them to their respective destinations. Customs seeking to clamp down on illegal guns entering Jamaica. The Jamaica Customs Agency JCA has launched an initiative to clamp down on the number of illegal guns making their way into the island. The agency is embarking on a public education campaign dubbed Tell Us, which calls for Jamaicans at home and abroad to report suspicious or criminal activities in customs control areas. Commissioner of Customs Velma Ricketts-Walker says it is important that all stakeholders are engaged in the fight against illegal guns and ammunition to reduce criminal activities. The security of this country is all about all of us, and so we're making it inclusive and saying, all you need to do, if you have the information, tell us, she said. The Commissioner of Customs said the agency has intensified its border security measures. We have been doing greater screening, greater physical inspections, utilizing greater advanced risk management in the determination of how shipments are inspected, not just shipments, but also passengers, because we want to ensure that we deter any illicit item, any contraband, any illegal guns from coming into our country. People with information that may lead to the seizure of contraband or the arrest of those involved in the shipment of contraband are being encouraged to call Crime Stop. Farmers who defrauded beach stout get bail. 2 farmers who reportedly swindled more than $200,000, approximately 30.3 million Jamaican dollars, from one of the bank accounts of murder accused Everton Beach Stout McDonald was yesterday each offered $900,000 bail. The accused, Romaine James, 22, and Demar Bryce, 21, were offered bail when they appeared in the Kingston and St Andrew Parish Court following a successful bail application by their attorneys. The Portland businessman whose account was hit is currently behind bars in relation to the May 2009 murder of his first wife, Merlin Petal McDonald, and the July 2020 murder of his second wife, Tony Hamilton McDonald. The 2 youngsters are alleged to have conspired between July 9, 2021 and June 8, 2022 to have checks drawn up and made payable in their names. The amount of the checks totaled $215,300, approximately 32.7 million Jamaican dollars, and were in cash at various branches of the banks. James, of a Manchester address, and Bryce, of a Clarendon address, are both charged with simple larceny, conspiracy to defraud, engaging in a transaction that involves criminal property and possession of criminal property. They were arrested and charged after JMB made a report to the police in relation to the insurance encashment of several checks drawn from the account, which was jointly held by McDonald and another complainant. During a review of the account, the bank discovered that the telephone number and email address on file were changed after a request was submitted. A renewed driver's license was also submitted for McDonald. The bank also found several telephone instructions or checks to be prepared in the accused men's names. However, McDonald and the other complainant both denied conducting the transactions or giving anyone permission to have the checks drawn or the information changed. Both accused were granted bail with reporting conditions, along with instructions for them to surrender their travel documents or to return to court on February 20 of next year. Attorney at law Kimberly Whitaker represents Bryce, while Kemma Robbins represents James. In sports news, Excelsior blanked Norman Manley to advance the Walker Cup semis. Perennial contenders Excelsior High blanked Norman Manley High 2-0 at Winchester Park to advance to the semi-finals of the Issa Digicel Walker Cup on Thursday. Second half goals from Rushan Russell and Nikhila Fuller were enough for the Eagles to fly past their opponents and into the second round of the competition, which will be played next week. Excelsior High were runners-up in the Walker Cup final in 2019, and after the disappointment of not making the Manny Cup quarterfinals this season, they were eager to take advantage of their last chance to win some silverware. The Mountain View Avenue Bay School were dominant from start to finish, but were let down by poor finishing in the first half, as they created several clear goal-scoring opportunities without finding the back of the net. Norman Manley's starting goalkeeper, Ronaldo Johnson, had to leave the field after colliding with one of his teammates in the first half, and this would prove to be a key moment in the game. Excelsior will be joined by Jonathan Grant, who will beat Tivoli High 2-1, Campion College, after they defeated Osemate 4-1 on penalties, following a 1-1 regulation time draw, and champion St Catherine High, who defeated St Jago High 2-0 on Wednesday. The four Manning Cup quarter-finalists that failed to advance to the semi-finals will join the Walker Cup at the semi-final stage next Thursday, alongside this week's four quarter-final winners. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.